Hello, everyone. Melissa here. How are you doing today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please come and join us live. If you're watching the replay, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so excited to be here. This is our last live training for the year. It's been such an amazing year. I mean, the group has been filled with great value. I want to start by saying thanks for sticking with me, supporting me. It's been my honor to have given you great value throughout this year. Now we're going to end this year on a high note. And today's training, I'm going to give you some awesome tips on how to recharge for the new year. Now, let me just mention before I dive into it, for those of you that are business owners, coaches, and consultants in the group, if you did miss my training, I think it was last week or the week before, 5 hot tips to help your business to prepare for the next year, please check it out. I'm going to put the link below this video. It's totally different from what you would have seen elsewhere, right? You will definitely want to watch this training and apply it as you prepare your business for the next year. Now, let us start by diving into how to recharge for the new year. I'm going to give you 5 amazing tips. Put it into practice, and you will be starting your new year on the right note. And the first thing I want to advise you to do is to start with gratitude. That's the first step. I want you to think of where you are in your life right now and be grateful for exactly where you are in your life right now, regardless of what it looks like. Because, there's one thing my mom always said when we were growing up is that someone always has it worse. There's always someone out there who's having it much worse than you are. So wherever you are in your life right now, I'm sure if you sit down, you can make a list of 10 things, of 20 things, of 50 things that you can be grateful for in your life right now. So to recharge for the new year, I want you to start with gratitude. And the reason why I'm saying this is because it's best to start on this high note, because it will guide your thinking and your reflection in the right direction. It will help you, how should I put it? It's like a helpful way of looking at things, as opposed to starting with all the things you plan to do for the year that you didn't do. So start with gratitude. Get a sheet of paper out and make a list of things. I don't want to give you a number, let it flow, and just make a list of things, all the things that you're grateful for in your personal life, in your family life, in your professional life, with your children, your health, your loved ones, your business, church. I mean, whatever you can think of, make a list of all the things that you're grateful for in your life right now. You start this exercise on this note. That is the best way to start. Then, number 2, I want you to make a list of all the accomplishments you've had in your personal, professional, and family life. And doing this again will take your mind off of the resolutions, because so many persons had set resolutions come January 1st, 2021, and life had a different course, and perhaps you didn't achieve those resolutions. But yet, still, if you were to take the time out to make a list of the things that you've accomplished for 2021, you will discover that you had amazing accomplishments. You had some great wins, some great celebrations. So, then the second thing to do after you've made a list of the things you're grateful for in your life, the next list that you want to make is just take 5 to 10 minutes and just write those wins down, big and small. Your family wins. Maybe your child won a prize, an award in a competition or something, a business win, a professional win. Maybe you got promoted, or you assume greater responsibilities, or maybe you got a new job, or what wins have you had in your personal, professional, family, and business life? Make a note of that. And it's really going to change that trend of thinking, change the reflection pattern that you're going to have as you evaluating your year and stepping into the new year. Number 3, you really want to recharge for the new year, then I want to advise you to do this. For the last 7 days of the year, I want you to plan one self-care activity to engage in each day. One self care, mindfulness, loving activity that you will do every day for the last 7 days of the year. Something that's relevant to you and that you enjoy, whether it's going for a walk, whether it's engaging in art, whether it's coloring, whether it's playing a musical instrument, whether it's just going shopping on one day, whether it's just going to Costa and have a cup of coffee and taking the moment, whether it's doing a charitable deed, just every day for the last 7 days of the year, you are purposefully engaging in one self care activity. That is definitely going to send your vibration through the roof and really stimulate you and put you in a positive mental space to start your new year right. Number four, don't wait till next year to set those resolutions. So, what I want you to do as part of this exercise, and this exercise is going to take you, so when you do your list, your gratitude list, your accomplishment list, this exercise should take you about 20 minutes, right? Don't wait till next year to start to set your goals. What I want you to ask yourself next is, if next year was my last year to live, of course, I pray that you will be blessed with many more years. But this question really helps you to reflect. If next year was my last year to live, what are some of the things I would wish that I'd done or would be happy to have done? And list them out, because this really helps you to put things into perspective. And you know what? It also helps in you coming up with goals that are meaningful to you rather than in the rush and the excitement of the norm of setting New Year's resolutions. So, you setting New Year's resolutions as well. By doing this exercise, you'll be setting more meaningful goals. So, you start your new year with pure excitement and purpose because you are following through on goals that are meaningful to you. So if next year was your last year to live, you had just 12 months to live, what would be some of those things that you wish you had done or you would be happy to have done? List them out, choose your top three, and let this be your three top goals for next year. Honestly, I have done this exercise and it has given me great perspective. And I want to encourage you, if you value the inner work like I do, and I know you do, if you value that inner work, do this exercise. It should take you about 20 minutes. List the things that you're grateful for, number one. The second thing is to list your accomplishments in your personal, professional, family, business life, right? The third thing is to plan one self care activity, one loving activity to do for the last 7 days of the year. And the fourth thing is really take the time out. And if I had next year to live, next year was my last year, what would be some of the things that if the year ended, I'd done those things, I'd be really, really happy. I will be satisfied. I will feel contented. I will feel pleased that I did those things. And make a list. Whether it's more time with your children, whether it is achieving a business outcome, whether it is, I don't know, it's your life. You make a list of those things. There's no right and wrong because it's your life, it's what's relative to you. And then you choose the top three that are most meaningful to you. And these are your top three goals to focus in as you're going into the new year. And you find now you're starting the year not with just some, crazy New Year's resolutions that perhaps you might never fulfill because life has taken a different turn, but with meaningful goals that really resonate deep within you and you won't forget them because these top three goals came from a place of deep inner searching and a real perspective. So you will do your best and endeavor to accomplish those goals. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. And the last thing is to make a list, reflect on your year, and make a list of some of the lessons you've learned during 2021. And when you're through making that list, it could be 4 items on your list, five, six, seven, it doesn't matter. It's what's relative to you. What are some of the lessons that you learned during this year? And these will be things that you want to do differently next year. Maybe you learned the importance of really planning your day because, I remember I had a client and when we went through that together and she implemented it in her life, it totally changed her day and she was so grateful, right? Where she started actually getting that book and planning her day. So perhaps you learned the importance of planning your day, and that is a new habit you want to carry on with for the next year. Perhaps you learned the importance of saying no, the value of saying no. It used to be hard on you to say no, or perhaps It's your morning routine. You are kind of inconsistent with your morning routine, and you do recognize how important it is for you to have a morning routine. You do recognize and acknowledge the value of the morning routine in your personal life, and perhaps this is one of the things that you want to do differently next year, is to get more consistent with your morning routine. So the fifth thing I want you to do is to make that list of some of the lessons that you've learned this year. What are some of those lessons you've learned this year? And by asking yourself this question, it takes your eyes off of perceived failures. Because of the way we're wired, our neurological wiring, we tend to always filter out the negative and filter out our failures. But if you do the exercise the way that I suggested, starting from number one with your gratitude list, etc., and you get to this point of lessons learned, then you find your pattern of reflection would be different. It's not looking at a failure, but looking at something you've overcome, looking at something that you've learned that is definitely now going to help you as you step into 2022. So make a list of some of the lessons that you've learned this year. No judgment. Be proud of yourself. You've come this far, you've had some great accomplishments, you've learned some new things, and now you're ready for 2022. And out of that list, just choose one that you're going to start to make a new habit of in 2022. Just one. And you do that one thing for 30 days, and it definitely becomes a new habit. I can tell you that, guaranteed. So that's it. These are 5 hot tips to recharge for your new year. I know if you do this exercise, you are going to find significant value. So for those of you who may have been joining me towards the end, I just want to quickly just highlight. The first thing is to start with gratitude. Make a list of all the things that you're grateful for where you are in your life right now, because you want to start this exercise off with a helpful way of thinking. Excuse me. The second thing is to, oh my goodness, excuse me. The second thing is to make a list of those accomplishments that you've had for the entire year in your personal life, professional life, business life. The third thing is to plan one self care, one mindfulness, loving activity to do for the last 7 days of the year. Trust me, schedule that into your calendar and do that one thing every day. It's totally going to change the way you think. You're going to feel really, really energized, really reinvigorated. The fourth thing is to don't wait till next year to set your resolutions. Ask yourself, if I just had 12 months to live, what would be some of the things I would be happy if I accomplished by the end of 2022? List them out, prioritize, choose the top three as your next goals. And the last is to make a list of some of the lessons you've learned through 2021 and choose one of those things from that list that you're going to be making a habit of as you start your new year. Do this and you are going to be totally recharged. I want to wish you all the best for your holidays, for the holiday season. This is our last training for the year, so I won't be sharing any valuable value posts and doing any more lives. We're taking a break until the 4th of January. I will be hopping in and out of the group, of course. Stick around, and I want to wish you the very, very best and a happy new year in advance. Bye for now.